love yours.
No such thing. No such thing as a life that's better than yours. No such thing as a life that's better.
Hi, I'm Tassie and welcome back to my channel. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome home. And if you're a new subscriber, make yourself at home by clicking that subscribe button. Long time no see is an understatement. Okay, very much an understatement. I was not supposed to be gone for this long. I was not supposed to be missing in action this long. It just, listen, honey, it's a reason why we're here today, but I'm just glad that we're all here. Okay, from the people that have been here to the new people that are here on my channel now. Hi, how are you? Today I am coming to you guys with a life update slash chit chat get ready with me video slash reintroduction of me, because we have new people. It's just, I'm gonna be talking on camera while doing my makeup. That's pretty much it. That's all we're gonna be doing today, honey. So I do just want to give you guys a heads up that I'm going to try my best to work around everything. I will definitely try my absolute best when editing, but I am not gonna lie to you guys. Listen, a lot of noises are probably gonna happen. I'm gonna try to avoid it though, but I listen, just big gigantic heads up, I don't know what to do. So the main one that you're gonna hear, we have this one smoke detector that is just beeping randomly for no reason, and it's not beeping because the battery is low. It's not beeping like just that one beep that goes away. It's like a series of beeps. It's extremely annoying. Like, I don't even want to be down here right now because of how annoying it is, but understand I will try to work with it. But if you hear it periodically, you just hear it periodically. I'm sorry, I tried, okay? But so I'm gonna just give y'all a heads up. That's what's gonna go on, okay? Just like I said, I feel like, yeah, I just messed up my own setup. Hold on. It's fine. Oh well, we already started the video. But anyways, if this sounds like something that you're interested in, please stay tuned. And with that being said, let's get straight into the video. Also keep in mind, I will be looking this way because I brought one of my mirrors down here, so I need to see what I'm doing. So yeah, but I am paying attention to you guys. Okay, cool. So first order of business, which is like basically the most obvious thing, right? We are not in the same location. We have relocated, and if you want to know the details about that, I already made a story time about it. And for those that are members on my channel, y'all basically seen like a vlog of the whole entire moving process and the drama that came with it. Well, not everything, because I didn't start recording until the day after, but yeah. So yes, honey, we are in new digs and we're not all that happy about it for reasons. So first order of business, the amount of noise, Lord, like first and foremost, me trying to find a place to set up, absolute nightmare. But now I have it, right? Now I'm kind of getting it down packed. I got stuff set up real cute. I think I have a video coming for the members about that as well. But yeah, so I got it set up really cute, but I'm not gonna lie, the fact that this house is practically made out of paper and you can hear every single thing puts a damper on legit everything. It makes everything 10 times harder than what it has to be. It's so unnecessary and it's so annoying, okay? So yeah, if you've seen either one of those videos, then you pretty much know what's up. You already know like the whole shebang and the whole drama of living in this house. And unfortunately, I will have more stories for you to tell. It's just that, you know, see, there you go. But it's just that, you know, I'm trying to make sure that I don't speak on things prematurely, because trust and believe there's some plans in the works to where we don't have to deal with this anymore. But yeah, I don't really want to speak on too much and jinx it, or, you know, make things worse than what it already is, because child, again, you just gotta wait until that day comes, because honey, But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that has been like basically the biggest damper and the biggest problem as to why I have not been uploading. The process of getting ready to get into a new house, into new spaces with just like everything brand spanking new. The old house, I lived in that house since I was like 15. So, you know, huge adjustment across the board for everybody, but definitely a huge adjustment for me because, girl, I clearly wasn't ready. Okay, this is so ghetto, but just bear with me. But yeah, so that was like part of the reason why I had been MIA. The other reason, which again, majority of the members already know, and I promise you I'm not saying this because I want y'all to become a member. Do it on your own free will. I'm just saying that, like, you know, the members pretty much got like the raw, uncut version of a lot. So if you were a member, then you knew what all was going on before this video even happened. But yeah, so another issue was just like me going back to school. A lot of y'all know that I have, you know, finally went back to school after like what, 7 years? 6 or 7 years, I think, by this point. Now I can take a step back and admit that I did my old bad habits of biting off more than I can chew, because I wouldn't necessarily call myself an overachiever, but I definitely have a way about me where I feel like if it doesn't hurt, then it's not real. So I definitely was overextending myself, like being a full-time student, working a job, and then trying to do YouTube on top of that. It was just entirely too much, I'm not gonna lie. But in classic Tassie fashion, you know, I always end up finding a way to get things done. So the thing is that I actually did have like a system. I actually did have a system down pat. But then we ran into a problem because I ended up having a teacher who was one of them teachers where she didn't really want to teach. She wanted her check. Now, one thing that I will tell y'all, I'm gonna just be completely upfront about this because I have no shame. I have no problem telling y'all like what struggles I've been through, especially if you've been here since the launch of this channel. You already know I'm so much in a better place than what I was originally, so I have no complaints, okay? But I think, me personally, I think what this woman's problem was that she knew that she was teaching at a community college instead of like an actual university, and she works at the local university as well as this community college. So part of me feels like she pretty much was one of those people where she looked down on the kids that attend community college as opposed to those that were able to afford a university. So that was part of the reason why she didn't really want to do her job like that. But surprise, baby, I went to a university before. Not only did I go to a university, I'm very educated and I'm very professional until you push me. But I know how to conduct myself. So when you're telling me one thing and I know that that's not right, I'm not gonna just go with it because, oh, this is my last hope, my last chance. This ain't my last chance. This is not my last chance by any means. Honey, not even close. Like, hi, I'm Tassie, please. Like, you don't even know. So to make a long story short, if I wouldn't have taken the route that I needed to take in order to address this woman and get my, you know, situation situated, I would have eventually failed that class. I would have, because that's how bad she was just not doing her part. Like, that's how bad she wasn't doing her job. So it didn't matter to her until I pretty much stepped up and said something about it. And I'm not even saying that like I'm, you know, a superhero, like, oh, if it wasn't for me, then we would have all failed. No, I'm just saying, like, you know, she really, that's why I feel the way that I feel. I think that she really did do that just because it was a community college, because what she tried to pull, you know, you wouldn't have pulled that with anybody else. I think she was banking on the fact that nobody was going to have the courage to speak up. I spoke up. And anybody that knows me, you know, like, that's just, it's almost like hereditary at this point. Sweetie, I will contact your supervisor and your supervisor's supervisor, and if need be, I will even contact the president, whether I like him or not, okay? Because one thing you're not gonna do is play in my face. And then not only that, it just stung a little bit more because, again, I finally went back to school after 6 to 7 years. You're not gonna mess up my second chance, sweetie. You're just not. You're just not. Like, I refuse to give you that satisfaction. You will not mess up my second chance. I don't even play like that. So yeah, while dealing with her, And that whole debacle, that made things a little bit, you know, more hectic than what it had to be. And I became a little bit more testy, and it got to a point to where I just completely dived deep into my studies. I put YouTube on the back burner. Now, I will say I had a quick little stint on TikTok, and I'm trying to get back on that, but that's still up in the air, because they're still talking about banning it, not banning it, this, that, and the third. I don't know. I don't know. I genuinely do not know. But yeah, so while I was away, I was doing a lot on TikTok. I had like probably 2 or 3 videos that I had uploaded, but even on there, I'm not even gonna lie to you, it still was a struggle. It still was very much a struggle. But yeah, I pretty much put the whole entire thing of content creation on the back burner, which sucks because I genuinely was trying to be a little bit more in my content creation bag for 2024 because we started off so good, but honey, life happened and I was just trying to stay alive. I couldn't do anything else. I could not do anything else but just focus on my studies and call it a day, okay? And I'm not too mad about it because your girl ended up making the dean's list. Yeah, made the dean's list. But I'm not gonna lie, that was just for the first semester. Cause this past semester, oh girl, it felt like they wanted my head. It really did. And what's crazy is this past semester, I had actually decided to be a part-time student. So right after winter break, I got more free time than what I did before. And honey, it seemed like they gave me a bigger course load. Like, wait a minute, hold on. So now I think, because beforehand when I was on the dean's list, I had like a 3.5. So I think now I have like, I forgot, was it a 3.3? 3.2? It might even be a 2.8 at this point. I don't know. I know I got straight C's though, which I was so mad about, but you know, C's get degrees, that's all that matters. But yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Like I said, low-key an overachiever, low-key I just want more. But yeah. But yeah, school mixed in with the drama that came with moving, it was just a lot. The last thing on my mind was really doing content, but I was focused on the What Happened To series because that was something that, you know, we look forward to on this channel. I look forward to it, y'all look forward to it. So, you know, I felt like if anything, that's the one that needs to be pushed, that's the one that needs to be out, and that is the main focus, you feel me? So I'm glad that I at least got that out because honey, again, the members know the drama that I went through with this here video. I'm so glad y'all liked it. I'm so glad y'all liked it because baby, I was losing it. We was having a lot of issues, a lot of difficulties, a lot of problems, a lot. It was like, oh girl. So yeah, that is pretty much the premise as to why I was away for so long. But hopefully this time we are officially back in action and we can go back to normal. And another thing that happened while I was away, I am now 27 years old. I'm somebody's TT now. Am I mad about it? No, because you know, the birthdays before, I kind of was like a little bit low, a little bit sad because again, me being an overachiever, I wasn't exactly where I thought I was going to be by the time I hit those intervals. But now I actually am not that upset about it. I'm not that affected because I had such a good 26. Like my 26 year definitely was fulfilling. We started off rocky though. But everything panned out the way that it was supposed to. So, you know, didn't really have that many complaints. But another thing too, oh God, I don't even know how to really explain it. So far, the year 27 has definitely taught me so much. But not only has it taught me so much, can we just talk about the fact that like the week of my birthday, craziness, absolute craziness. So first and foremost, y'all know that like I'm not the biggest astrology girly. I am not that educated in astrology, so I cannot sit here and tell y'all like verbatim what every single thing means. But let me tell you something. So my birthday was March 10th. It fell on a Monday, right? Now, originally, I kind of sort of wanted to go on a cruise for my birthday, but I ended up forgetting to like do what I needed to do to get a passport. I could have expedited it, but it wasn't a guarantee that it was gonna get here on time. So I'm just like, okay, we just gonna postpone that until, you know, next year. You feel me? But I knew for a fact that I did not want to be here. I knew that for a fact. I knew for a fact that I did not want to be in this house for my birthday, because literally we moved in this house like the month before my birthday. Actually, yeah, it was the month before my birthday. Yes, it was the month. But yeah, so I knew I didn't want to be here. I was just like, bro, it's too much going on. I'm stressed out. I need to get away. So I decided that I was going to book an Airbnb. And when I tell you, oh, my birthday was spiritual. I'm not even making that up. I'm not even making that up. My birthday was literally symbolic, which is also part of the reason why I've been like doing a lot of woosah, a lot of just like recentering. I haven't really been posting that much because I've been like doing the whole ooga booga, heebie-jeebies, praying and all that. Because literally, honey, I'm not playing. Something shifted. Something definitely shifted. So I basically decided to give myself a staycation for my birthday. So I went on Airbnb, decided to get an Airbnb in one of those little expensive condos that they build downtown now. And it was decent. It was cute, you know. And again, if you're a member, I promise you I'm not plugging this so that you can become a member. It's just literally while I was away, I was feeding the members because they pay. I had to, you know. But yeah. So if you're a member, then you already know about my birthday staycation. I kind of attempted to vlog about it, but honestly, I'm not even the best vlogger, but I tried. But while I was there, I had got this Airbnb not only for my birthday, but because my birthday just so happened to fall on the week of our spring break. Like, how lucky is that, you know? So I had a whole entire week where I pretty much was free. I could just chill. But going back to what I said originally, because I kind of just like got sidetracked. My birthday was on a Monday. That Sunday, we had daylight savings time. So I also, you know, get to wake up essentially in a new era, in a new time zone, in a new season. And then I did write some notes. Let me see. Then what happened? Okay, so then apparently Venus went into retrograde on March 1st. Mercury went into retrograde March 14th. And then we had a blood moon on March 14th. And I believe that the 14th, no, it was the 16th, I believe. I think it was the 16th. I ended up checking out of the Airbnb. And when I tell you, it was like, girl, I don't even know how to describe it. But it's like waking up on my 27th birthday in an expensive condo that I currently cannot afford right now. It did something to me. I'm telling you, it genuinely did something to me. And the fact that all of those things were happening as far as like, you know, astrological and, you know, even on the spiritual tip, I'm sitting here like, what are the odds of all of this happening on the week of my birthday? And then my week of my birthday happens to fall on the same week of my spring break. It was just, listen, it was a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot, but in a good way. And it really did change something in me. And when I finally came back home, I was not the same person. I'm telling you, I was not the same person. I definitely just had like a whole brand new outlook on life. Like, I did not feel like me. I don't know how to really fully describe it, but yeah, like it was just, oh my God, it was crazy. I realized so much about myself, like literally so much about myself. I self-reflected a lot. I meditated a lot. I journaled a lot. It was like that whole entire staycation, it was a need. And it was a need that I didn't even know that I needed. I literally just had plans on just not being in the house on my birthday. That was literally all I wanted to do. There was no rhyme or reason. There was no actual like plan. I did not execute this because it was going to be perfectly timed or anything like that. I literally had no idea that any of that was going to happen. But the fact that it did happen like that, oh yeah, most definitely. I don't feel like going upstairs to wet this sponge. I really don't. I'm gonna use the condensation on this cup, and that is probably so ghetto. I just don't even care. I don't feel like going upstairs. It'll work. I don't care. So yeah, like it definitely changed something. And after that birthday, when I tell you, it was like everything just kind of fell into place. Like honestly, the year before that, things were falling into place. But when I tell you, my birthday, my 27th year has really woken things up. It has really woken a lot of things up for me. Like I really can't even put it into words. I really can't. But to say the least, yeah, I had a good birthday. I definitely had a good birthday. Another thing that happened while I was away, if you guys cannot tell, honey, we are finally monetized. As of, I believe it was April 18th. April 18th, we were monetized. So we are finally at a point to where we are not just doing this as a hobby, baby. This is about to be our bread and butter. This is about to be our career, which is another reason why I'm like trying to, you know, be a little bit more out there with y'all and like upload a little bit more frequently. And that also explains, okay, I'm sorry, I'm kind of rambling. It's been a minute since I've been on camera, please. But basically, another thing that was happening too, it was like, I had like this weird stomach bug the week after the What Happened To series had launched. And then before that, before the video even premiered, because I really told myself that I was going to record a lot of these videos in advance, that way it could just be boom, boom, and boom. I end up getting like a UTI. I'm sorry, that's TMI, but yeah, I ended up getting like a really bad UTI, and I've never had one before, so that was a new experience for me. I had to like, you know, deal with that. And then right after that, I have a week where everything is cool, but then I end up having a stomach bug the following week. Like it was just, yeah, I don't know what was going on, but yeah, it was just a lot. So I'm in my makeshift office space, if you can't tell, editing the video. So another thing too, which y'all probably didn't even notice, and you probably don't even care, but I noticed, like it's distracting me through the whole video. Another thing that happened was that like I had a terrible, absolutely terrible eczema outbreak. I've had eczema my whole life, but when I tell you, it's never been that bad. It's never been that bad. And now that it's finally like clearing up, now that it's finally like, you know, my body looks somewhat normal now, when I tell you like, oh my God, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. I felt so ugly. I felt so like, and it's like now, as I'm editing the video, you can see certain spots of discoloration. It's on my arms, it's on like my chest area, because it literally was like on my hand, over here, it was on the, it was over here as well. I even have like some marks because I was scratching so bad. I drew blood, like cannot lie. And yeah, like I think that was due to like what I had said about overexerting myself, doing school, doing work, and then doing content. Like I was really just, I think it was stress related. So I was having like a lot of different breakouts. I would heal one part of my body and then it would just spread and spread and spread. And it didn't officially stop until after I was done with my classwork. So yeah, that as well was like eating me up. So I also had moments where I'm like, I want to do this video, but I would just have like such a bad rash. It would be like red and purple and oh, it just looked terrible. And I'm not used to my eczema being that bad. Like I've never had eczema to the point where it left me marked up, you know? So that was another thing too. And again, y'all probably didn't even notice, nor do you even care. But yeah, that was the other reason too. I'm like, girl, I was just going through it. It was too much happening. And then last week, I can't even perk to y'all. Part of it was me being lazy. I will take full accountability of that. Part of it was me being lazy, but tell me why. Family events happening a lot, a whole lot. My cousin got married, had to show up for that wedding. And then I had an uncle that passed away. I didn't get a chance to make it to the funeral, which I was kind of like salty about. But, you know, I ended up, you know, having a family death. And then what else happened? One of my cousins had a baby, and I think that's like his third baby. then it was like a baby shower. It was a lot. And you know, I come from a big family. Well, majority of y'all don't know, but I come from a big family on both sides of my family. So it's like, listen, bro, I'm everywhere. I'm everywhere all the time. It's always something. It's always something, okay? But again, I take accountability. I was low-key being lazy because I knew that all of these events were coming up. And the old version of me, or more so like, you know, the overachiever Tassie of me, would have definitely planned these things out in advance. I wouldn't have just been sitting there like, oh, I'm gonna get to it later. No, I would have planned that out in advance, but I was just dog tired. I just, listen, school told me up. School told me up. And then, like I said, I was still trying to figure out, you know, the new setup, how I wanted things to be. Like this space that we're in right now, I had to go on Amazon and just like cash out low-key, because this is a backdrop. If you couldn't tell earlier in the video, this is a backdrop. This is not the same chair. I had to buy a whole new chair, and it's very cheap. I almost wrote a bad review, but then I seen that I was the one that didn't do my research, so I can't even be mad for real. But yeah, so that happened. I had to do a lot. And then in the meantime, in between time, I have been planning new content. Of course, I never stopped developing the What Happened To series, so that's another thing too. We have new developments of the What Happened To series that are definitely in the works. So yeah, can't even lie, I have been not on my game like how I'm supposed to. I have not been keeping my promises like how I was supposed to, and all I can do is say that I'm sorry. But we got monetized, and the video of India Love got like 23,000 views within 3 days, I think. So yeah, we're doing good. I'm not complaining, but I will say that I wish, you know, things would have been a little bit different, because for those that are new here, I don't want to introduce y'all to inconsistency. I don't want to introduce y'all to just that. But you know, it is what it is. Everything happens for a reason. We're here now, so that's all that matters. And this is like the third video that I've recorded with this camera. That was another new development too while I was away. I got a camera finally. But yeah, like I think this is my first time. No, it's not my first time. It's the second time I've worn a wig. Third technically, but I had a hat on with India's video. But yeah, so now that I'm looking at myself, especially in the viewfinder, I did a good job blending the lace, but it's kind of clocky. It's kind of clocky on camera. We ain't have them problems when I was only doing iPhone, but you know, you gotta upgrade. It is what it is. And since we are talking about our new subscribers that have joined us now due to the India Love video, I want to take a second to talk about the video, because why not? So for those of you that are new to this channel, so in case you missed the intro when I did do the video, okay. Like always, please make sure you close the door. Thank you. I'm sorry, y'all. We keep getting interrupted. I gave y'all a heads up already. Listen, this is ghetto. This is ghetto. But anywho, since we do have a whole bunch of new people, and obviously they came from the recent What Happened To series installment, I want to take this time to really have a discussion about the India Love video, as well as just give you guys an overview and an introduction again about what the What Happened To series is about, because I feel like certain people got certain things misconstrued, and I don't mind if you're here regardless, because I mean, as long as you're having a good time, that's really all that matters. But I do want to clarify some things, because why not? And I did not bring anything down here to fan my face. It's fine. It's fine. So we've all seen the video at this point, and I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all heard the intro, but just in case we need a little bit more clarification, or just in case I need to reiterate it, this is essentially what the What Happened To series is. The What Happened To series is a series I do on my channel where I cover people, places, and even things that were once really big and really monumental in pop culture, and as time went on, it seemed like they faded into the background, or kind of like faded into existence. I'm not sure why this particular video there were certain people, not a lot of people, but it was definitely certain people that took that as like a bad thing and thought that this was like a gossip channel, or that we were, you know, gonna be dogging people out. And, you know, I didn't want to ruin the fun per se, but it's like, baby, that's not what we do here. Now, I do want to clarify, I'm not on nobody's payroll. So if I put some information out there that makes somebody look bad, you just look bad, because I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm not gonna not tell y'all the truth. I'm not gonna not give y'all the content that y'all are clearly here for. But I don't do drama. I don't do mess. I don't do gossip. I don't do any of that. Now, there might be some pieces of scandals and gossips and, you know, little things of that nature that are relevant to what we're talking about or relevant to who we're talking about. But that is not what we do on this channel. Like, no shade, because I don't want to kill anybody's fun. If you are somebody that is into gossip and stuff like that, that's perfectly fine. Like, you're human. But yeah, we don't do that here. We don't do that here. We don't slander people's characters. We don't, you know, try to throw shade and throw shots at other people. Like, we try to keep it cordial over here. But not only that, I'm not on nobody payroll. I am not in the business of making you look good or making you look bad. I am in the business of just telling the truth. Period, point blank. So why was it being taken as like, oh, this is a safe space to dog India Love out? I don't know. I never condoned that. I never gave you guys that, at least that wasn't what I was trying to do, was give y'all the impression that we just sit up and dog people out, because that was never what I was trying to do. Second of all, if it needs to be clarified, even though again I feel like I clarify these in each video that I have done thus far, saying what happened to a person does not automatically write them off as not being successful in whatever it is that they're doing with their careers right now. Again, all that this means is that once upon a time these people were like everywhere, and then you just slowly stopped seeing them. That's all that means. It does not mean that these people like suck now. Again, who said that? I'm not sure. And we're gonna get into that a little bit deeper, but I really just think that India just causes controversy. Like, the very mention of her name just causes controversy, and I really don't understand why. I don't understand what it is about this girl where people just look for stuff to be the problem. Even people that support her, it's like, chill. Like, just chill. But yeah, like, when I do this series, when I do the What Happened To series, that doesn't necessarily mean that these people, you know, fell off. Like, I said that in the Rangers video, that I don't really consider anybody, at least so far, because I'm not gonna lie, the things that I have planned in the future, we might get a cease and desist. And I'm not gonna lie to you, but so far I haven't covered anybody that truly fell off. Like, I have covered people where they were in the spotlight for a really long time, and they took a break and they just chose to continue on with that break. Like, and I'm not saying that because I'm trying to be nice, it's the truth. Like, so far I haven't really covered anyone who isn't doing good with their lives currently. There's a lot of people that I've covered where they still are, you know, doing a thing. They living in very decent living situations, things that I don't have. Okay, things I can't afford currently. So it's no dig at them at all. It's not a dig at them. But like I said, when I did the video of the Rangers, I feel like a lot of that concept of what it means to fall off, I think that really comes from fan bases and the general public creating these narratives that they want these celebrities and influencers to follow. And when they don't match that, y'all take that as a negative thing and think that that means like, oh, they didn't do their big one. They didn't do what they were supposed to do. And it's like, what if what they wanted to do was just get in better living situations, and they did that and they're content? Is that so wrong? What if the goal was just me and my mama getting out the hood, and they did that, and then they decided that they was just gonna chill and pick up a hobby and do that hobby? Like, I don't want to compare apples to oranges, but it's similar to Andre 3000. That man just likes to play his instruments now. a hip hop icon, a hip hop legend. It's not that he doesn't know who he is, or like he can't hop back on a mic and do his big one. He just don't want to. And that's like majority of the people that I've covered so far. They know what they need to do to get back in the good graces of, you know, the social media era, whatever. They just don't care. They just don't care. Like, as long as they're getting paid, they could care less. They know who they are. They know they're stamped. They have fans that'll stamp it for them if nobody else will. They don't care. So again, like, me saying what happened to these people, that should not be automatically taken as like a dog whistle for y'all to like come over here and try to like dog people out, because we were never okay with that. That was never what we were gonna do. Second of all, why did I start the series? So this is basically like a series that was never supposed to be a series. It just kind of took off that way, honestly. Like, this really was supposed to be a one-time thing about like one section of people. Again, like, I have a whole playlist, so if you want to see the very first installment, it is rough. I'm not gonna lie, it is rough. It don't look like what we see today. It do not at all. But if you want to see the first installment, I have a whole playlist of the What Happened To series. So yeah, that was really supposed to be a one-off thing. It was not supposed to be something consistent. But the thing is that I ended up seeing that there was a niche for this type of content, because no shade, no tea, ain't nobody else doing it. And when they do it, sometimes people be a little bit biased and they don't really tell the truth. I'm not gonna say no names. I'm not trying to, again, we don't do mess on this channel. We can be messy sometimes, but that is usually during my story times. It's not during, you know, when we're talking about other people. I don't really get into all that. But yeah, there were just like, there was definitely a gap. There was definitely a gap, and I was just like, well, if ain't nobody else gonna do it, why not? Why not? But not only that, I feel like part of the reason why there was such a gap is also because like I said, like in the previous installment, I feel like there's a lot of people that don't really take internet culture, especially those that are Black, into consideration. They don't really see it as something monumental or something important, something that needs to be talked about, because in their brain it's like, oh, these are just, you know, these are just random people. They're not people that have like these big major careers. But realistically speaking, these people definitely set trends. These people definitely were the blueprint as to why people like me can exist on platforms like this today. So to just write it off like, oh, they weren't all that, they were, you know, just some random people on the internet, I feel like that's a disservice, not only to, you know, preserving what the 2010s actually was as far as like culturally. Not only is it a disservice to, you know, us as Black people, people of color, queer people, you know, we built these platforms. If we're being completely honest, we built these platforms. These young children, the young queers, we built this platform. 1000%. So to just write it off as like, oh, that was just some girl on the internet, I am not a fan of that, especially when I am consistently seeing, you know, our other counterparts, like, they get to be talked about, they get to have their flowers, they get to, you know, just be, it's like it gets run down to the ground. Like, why do I know who Acacia Clark is? That wasn't my demographic, but I have no choice. I have no choice but to know who that is, because them people don't play about they people. But for some reason we want to. And then when somebody copies what our people do, we want to sit there and now pull up the proof and now pull up the evidence in spite of the other person, but not because we genuinely are giving people their flowers or giving them support. So yeah, like, I was just, I seen that. I seen that, I peeped that, I said, you know what, because ain't nobody else gonna do it, I'm just gonna do it, because I don't know what y'all on right now. So third order of business, which this is, again, something that we're definitely gonna get into and talk about. Why the videos are so long. Let me tell you something. So again, if you watch the video, then you know. If you've been here for a while, then you know. I am not just doing this for the sake of nostalgia. I am not just doing this for the sake of, you know, we just gonna sit up and we just gonna talk about these people. Essentially, yes, we are just sitting up talking about these people. I am essentially just a girl that sits in front of a camera and just tells you about these people that used to be on the internet. But we are not just sitting around just having these little chitty chats about these people. We are also giving in-depth analysis about these people's careers and their come-ups and what they could have done wrong, what the industry did to them, what their management did to them, you know, like if need be, like how we did for the OMG Girls video, if need be, I'm gonna dig into some court cases and I'm gonna pull up some legal files and we're gonna have a discussion, and you might get hit with some vocabulary words, okay? That's what we do over here. Because again, it's not just us talking about the people, it's us talking about the dynamic in which their come up was relevant. So I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that, oh, somebody had issues in their career due to colorism. Okay, well, what do you mean by that? You know, like what exactly was the colorist issues that these people were having? Who said a colorist comment to them? What, like, how do we know that colorism had to do with their career? Okay, let's go over here and let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Like we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna break things down. We're gonna make sure that everything is clear and concise so that everybody is on the same page. Now, again, we're doing this because we're not just somebody who sits up and talks about people. We are not just all about gossip. We are making video essays. We are making video analysis. But another thing that I feel like a lot of people are not also factoring in is that these videos are not just made for you as an individual. And that is something that I've learned for the past, how long have I been doing this series? Like 3 years now, I think. So understand that there are certain people where they don't know anything about half of the people that I talk about. Now to you, this is like, you know, this is somebody monumental. This is somebody important. Not knowing them is a crime. But believe it or not, there are some people where they don't know these people from a can of paint. They don't know nothing, because there are some people where they were born into a different generation. Okay. They were born in the generations before us, but they might be journalists on the side. They might, you know, want to be historians or study social media, internet culture, whatever. They might want to make some type of documentary or some type of essay about, you know, the presence of Black people on the internet and how it changed the culture in XYZ. Like they might want to do stuff like that too. And I mean this in absolutely no shady way, but also take into consideration that, like, you never know what anybody's background is. There very much could be somebody that is my age or around my age or even older than that, and they've never had access to the internet for whatever reason. So all of this information is new information for them. They don't know anything. They're starting from absolute zero. They don't know what's going on. So I also have to make the videos for them. So yes, I do have to break down piece by piece, bit by bit. This is what this was. This is what that was. This is why this was controversial during this time. This is why we do this. This is why we do that. And da 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 da. And that is going to take a while. It is going to take a while for us to get there because it needs to be talked about. Now, originally, I didn't necessarily make my videos like that. I kind of did, but I kind of didn't. And the thing is that I always ended up finding myself in my comment section practically writing dissertations to explain a concept to somebody. Now, I want to be clear. I'm not mad at y'all. Okay. I don't want those people to feel like I'm, you know, saying that they were being annoying or anything like that. You just wanted feedback. I gave it to you and I have no problem doing that. But I realized that, like, there are certain people where they don't know the same information as me and you. They don't know who these people are. They don't understand the concept of colorism, texturism, slut shaming, etc., etc. They don't know these things. And it might be first nature for people like me and you, but it's not going to be first nature to them. And that's why I say that my videos are for entertainment and also educational purposes, because there are certain people where they don't know. And I don't think they should feel bad that they didn't know, because they're seeking the knowledge right now. So yeah, I feel like, duh, it's kind of a given that they're gonna be kind of long. And I ain't gonna lie, based off of some of the comments, honey, I think the video should have been longer. Because it's a lot of things that were going over y'all heads for some odd reason. I don't understand why. I really don't. But yeah, that brings me to my final point that I want to make. Because I do want to point out that this is not the first time that anyone has given commentary for how long the videos are. I feel like I've been getting those like, oh, hour long, 2 hours long, 3 hours long, whatever, you know, there's commentary here and there. But this is, again, the first time that I've uploaded an installment and it's gotten like practically backlash for how long the video is. Like, this is literally the first time this has happened. And I'm gonna tell the truth, because again, honey, over here, we tell the truth. We tell the truth. We don't do scary shit over here, okay? The reason why there was so much commentary, particularly negative commentary about the video being as long as it wasn't even really criticism of the length of the video. People just didn't like India Love. I'm gonna say the quiet part out loud. There were incels. There are certain people where they just don't like women, period. And then there are certain people where they absolutely despise India Love. They could care less about her, but it's one of those weirdo infatuations where even though I hate this girl, I want to know everything about this girl, detail for detail, bar for bar. It was one of those things. And I know that people are going to say like,
well, actually, no, it wasn't that. It's just that you didn't have to do all that, because I know plenty of people that could have made it shorter and da-da-da-da.
So let me tell you why you're wrong. Let me tell you why you're wrong. And let me tell you why I'm right. Okay, so first things first. First and foremost, this is not the first video on my channel that is more than an hour long. And it ain't even just the What Happened To series. I'm even talking about some of my story times. This is not the first time on my channel where any video has been hours long. I even have a series on my channel where the average video within that series is probably 2 hours long. And there's like, what, 4 or 5 parts, I believe. This ain't the first time. This is not the first time. This is just the first one where I'm getting this much negative commentary about the length of the video. And I know the average person is going to say like, well, you know, there's a lot of new subscribers, there's a lot of new people, maybe they only seen that video and they don't know that this is just something that you do on your channel. I could say that. You wouldn't necessarily be wrong saying that, but keep in mind that since I am the creator, I have access to my analytics. Numbers don't lie. So according to my analytics, my video either appeared on someone's homepage or they were already subscribed to my channel. That is where the big bulk of my traffic came from. So if I appeared on your homepage and you're not subscribed to me, that means that you already dip and dabble in content that is very similar to the content that I make. Because mind you, this is where majority of the traffic is coming from. Not all of it, but majority. So you already watch video essays. You already watch videos that are hours long. You already watch videos that may or may not heavily have to do with influencers or internet culture. So to be taken aback by a video being 3 hours long, baby, this is your bread and butter. And again, there's also those other people where 9 times out of 10, you watch my videos. Because that's another thing that the analytics will tell you too. Those unique viewers, there are 9 times out of 10 people that continuously watch your videos, but they're not subscribed to you. You've seen my videos before. You've seen it before. So whether you're subscribed, not subscribed, but you're keeping tabs on my videos, or whether it happened on your homepage because this is the type of content you consume, you're not bothered by the length of the video at all. You're bothered by who it's about. That's really all it is. You're bothered about who it's about. Now, the second reason why I say this too is because another source of where majority of my traction is coming from is also by people searching on Google and on YouTube India Love, India Westbrooks, or what happened to India Love verbatim, okay? When you type in what happened to India Love on YouTube, when you type this in, there are literally 2 videos that are 20 minutes or less. They have more views than me. Their channels have more subscribers than me. They are going to be one of the first results. Isn't it funny that for those of you that searched the video, and mind you, you already said it in my comments, so you can't sit here and lie and say, oh, well, no, actually it was autoplay. You literally already told on yourself. So you searched what happened to India Love, and you scrolled past the 2 videos that were 20 minutes or less and clicked on the 3-hour video to come and tell us this didn't need to be 3 hours. You're right. It didn't. And you had multiple other options, but you clicked on mine. Why? Okay, so another thing that I want to point out as well, which is also going into my argument, majority of y'all, because that's another thing that analytics tell us, majority of y'all, I can see which videos you watched before you clicked on mine. Majority of you got my video recommended by watching people like Jada Janae or other gossip channels. There were videos that weren't even about India Love, period. They were just about gossip. They were just about talking about anybody. They were screen grabs of people going on live and taking turns cussing each other out. Sweetie, if you found my video, again, if it ended up on your homepage and all that other stuff, it's because you already engage with content like that. So I already know that you are either somebody who just trolls people for a living and you leave negative comments on purpose, or you're one of those people where you are consistently harassing influencers or IG baddies or whatever you want to call it. I already know. I already know you. I already know you. I see right through you, babe. I see right through you. And because this is something that I do, I'm not going to do it today because we're trying to be better. And I don't have a point to prove because I feel like I'm already eating you up. If I took the time out of my day to go to my comment section and match it with the comments that I would probably find on Jada Janae's channel, as well as all those other channels and all those other videos, I put money on it. I could make a collage of all the comments that you left that were nasty, rude, negative, or talking about somebody else's business. I already know. I already know. So that's the other thing too. Babe, this is just something that you do. You're messy and you're evil and you're miserable. You was gonna do that even if I made a 2-minute video. Honey, this is what you do. Don't lie. And the last piece of proof too. The last piece of proof. Because again, analytics, the numbers don't lie. I deliberately set you up. Deliberately. I did this on purpose. So first and foremost, I purposely put India's name in the title because I knew you would click it.
Got him! Got him!
I knew you would click it. And you know who I'm talking to. I knew you was gonna click it. Cause you just couldn't help yourself. You don't like the bitch, but you keeping tabs on the bitch just like I said. Yeah, exactly. Not only that, I might just for the sake of it, just for the thrill of it, I might even name this timestamp something that is like eye-catching. Something that's gonna make them be like, oh my God, she's talking about India. Oh my God, she's mad or something like that. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna title it yet, but I'm purposely gonna do that too. I might even put her face in a thumbnail. Who knows? But yeah, you clicked on this video knowing that you didn't like India, knowing that you apparently, allegedly, didn't care for me that much and didn't care for my video because your whole entire bread and butter is just giving commentary on people that don't check for you. Whether it's me, whether it's India, whether it was any of the other women that were condoning and supporting India in the comments. You here because you just a messy bitch. And if my analytics show me, I'm going to show y'all because I'm almost positive it's going to happen. Those same people probably ain't even going to make it to this point of the video. They have no idea. They have no clue. So by this point, they're probably commenting something shady. They're probably commenting something about India, something about her being a hoe or something of that nature. They commenting something at this point. And because I don't want to promote cyberbullying. I don't want to do that. But I'm thinking what emoji we should put. Let me see. You know what? I think that's simple, but don't spam it though, because I heard that like YouTube will try to like ban your account or something if you spam. But let's just put the pointing emoji. Let's put that. You see a shady comment about them talking about India or attempting to talk bad about me, and they're like, "Oh, bitch, you super fan obsessed ass bitch. You look up to a whore. You look up da 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 da." Like, I already can imagine the comments. Don't say anything but that emoji. Don't do nothing but just leave the point emoji at their ass, because I know they're gonna do it. I'm telling you, I know they're gonna do it. They can't help themselves. But yeah, like, that's really all that it was. I don't believe that it was really a problem with the length of the video, because again, this is not the first video that has been hours worth of content. But yeah, I'm gonna just call a spade a spade. That's really what it was at the end of the day. These people did not have a problem with my video. They didn't have a problem with the video being as long as it was. What they had a problem with is that in their brains, because I'm gonna say the quiet part out loud, because I'm not a scary bitch. The problem is that a lot of people, they feel like India Love's story is that she was this pretty girl on Instagram and she was walking around being a hoe and don't nobody like a hoe. The end. That's it. That's all. That's what the story is supposed to be about. We're not supposed to talk about nothing else. So to them, yeah, that bitch ain't worth 3 hours. You don't need 3 hours to say that. And I agree. You don't need 3 hours to say that, which is why I didn't say that. Which is why that ain't what the video about. So where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? And I will say this too. I will say this. I did get one comment, but this is not for the sake of like trying to, you know, again, incite cyberbullying, because this person actually ended up being cool. I seen a few of their comments after that as well. And I did respond back to them in real time. So trust me, it's no smoke. I'm not bullying you. If you did subscribe, I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at any of them, honestly, because again, I'm the one that got paid. I don't have a reason to be upset. But I do want to say another point that I want to drive home, because yes, hi, this is your first time meeting me. I am also very petty. I'm also very petty. So there was this one comment that had said something along the lines of like, even if you made a video about Beyonce, like 3 hours is long. Like, I don't think anybody would watch that. Ladies and gentlemen, honey. But not only that, and I know that was something I was saying a lot in the comments, because listen, that's been the theme of my year, is divine timing. But let's really talk about divine timing too, because after I had seen that comment, why did somebody actually upload onto YouTube? And it came into my recommended. There is another video that's like close to 3 hours long about Beyonce. Right after I seen that comment. So again, you cannot gaslight me and tell me that that wasn't the problem. The problem was never the length of the video. The problem was who the video was about. That was the problem. That was the issue that the people had. They had no problem with the 3 hour video, because you didn't have a problem when we was close to hitting 3 hours when we talked about the Rangers. You didn't have a problem with it when we were talking about the OMG girls. You just didn't want to talk about India Love, because you didn't feel like India Love was worth talking about. So again, I want to reiterate, this is not a place of being messy. This is for entertainment and educational purposes. And when I say educational, I mean you're gonna learn something, okay? We're not just gonna sit here and dance around things, sugarcoat things, or anything like that. We're going to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, and I'm gonna give it to you straight, okay? Now, I wouldn't really call myself a journalist, because I did see certain people call me a journalist, and that's been a thing for a minute now. But yeah, like I'm not a bullshitter. I'm not a bullshitter. So I'm gonna tell you right now, if you do have a problem with lengthy videos, you don't want somebody that's gonna, you know, teach you something, and you just want to sit up and talk shit and sip your tea, I'm not mad at you for that, but this ain't the channel for that at all. So I'm glad we had this talk, okay? Oh, and that's another thing too. That's another thing too. I hope I didn't scare anybody off in the comment section, because I feel like for some reason there were certain people that thought that I was trying to argue with them too. One person, no, I had to check like 3 people. I ain't gonna lie, I had to check like 3 people. But overall, everybody was pretty much calm. I feel like we had a decent conversation. I feel like, you know, some moments we agreed to disagree. It was really copacetic in my opinion. I definitely got way more positive feedback than negative, and I appreciate that. But I also want to, you know, let y'all know, I don't mind criticism. I don't mind constructive criticism. I do not mind people telling me what I could do better, what you liked, what you disliked. That's kind of the whole point of making content, if we're being honest. But my only thing, watch how you talk to me. I don't know why y'all get comfortable on the internet and think y'all can talk to people any type of which way, but this ain't that, and it never was. It never was. Don't ever feel comfortable coming at me crazy. And then, no shade, you ain't about to do it over India Love. Girl, what? Hello? Not over the bitch that you said you didn't like. You trying to get buck with me? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm a human. I am a human being. You're gonna treat me with some respect, because it's never that serious. It's never that deep. So yeah, that's pretty much all I really need to talk to you guys about today. I'm pretty sure I covered everything while I was absent. We got monetized, my birthday. Oh, see, this is why I write outlines. This is exactly why. So I also forgot to tell y'all. So this is what life has taught me, or is currently teaching me in the year of the 27th. Do not be afraid to feel things. I didn't think that I was emotionally unavailable. I still wouldn't say that I'm emotionally unavailable, but I do not express myself as much as I should. I really don't. So I'm working on that. Have faith, which is technically the same thing as divine timing. Have faith, because I will tell you right here, right now, I took multiple leaps of faith. Spirit told me to go one way, and I'm sitting there like, baby, this don't make no damn sense. Why would I do that? Why would I do that? I don't even have the materials. I trusted it. Everything worked out. Everything worked out. So definitely keep the faith. Oh, lastly, don't be afraid to let things go. You gotta detach. And that might be from people. That might be from materialistic things. The whole shebang. You know, let things go. When it's time to let things go, let things go. Because you're not letting it go in the sense of I'm gonna lose it forever. You're letting it go because it does not serve you anymore. And it's making room for the things that do serve you. Okay, so yeah, that is all that I have for you guys today, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. So if you enjoyed this video, do not forget to like this video. Comment down below your thoughts and opinions. It could even be about who you might want to see next. I always take recommendations, but I'm not gonna lie, it's a long list we gotta get through, babe. It's a long list. There are multiple people, multiple places, multiple things. It's a lot. It's a whole lot. So I might not get to yours as soon as you want it, but I will get to it eventually, or I might, you know, save it for like a separate project. I don't know. But yeah, comment down below any recommendations for the next installment. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, and of course, share if you can. So with that being said, I thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.
Back up on my bullshit, back up on the scene.